May I invite everyone to gather inside the venue now as the program will start in 2 minutes. Thank you. right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I officially welcome you all to the launch of PUBLiCUS Asia's latest development in campaigns management, the Centurion app. I am Lara Mira, your host for this afternoon, and today is actually PUBLiCUS Asia's 20 years, 10 months, and 20 days of existence. And with pride, I say that I was once part of the PUBLiCUS family, and which is still the only campaigns management and lobbying firm that is registered with the SEC. And PUBLiCUS has always been introducing trends in campaigns management, from championing the automation of elections with Comelec in 2003 through its advocacy Botong Pinoy, to promoting data-driven campaigns for actionable information via survey in 2007, to generating actionable insights from voters through the conduct of focus group discussions, and later the use of perception analyzer in 2010, to reducing the number of days in survey processing from 26 days via PAPI or the traditional paper and pen surveys to 20 days via CAPI or the computer-assisted personal interviews in 2013, and later reducing this further to 15 days using the online panel in 2016 and 2019. Then in 2022, PUBLiCUS beefed up the art and science of using social media in campaigns. Today, we will all witness another trend that will transform campaigns management in the country: the birth of Centurion, conceptualized by PUBLiCUS Asia and executed by Zynaps Corporation. Everyone, let us watch this short video.
In a world driven by social media metrics, Centurion rises above the noise to bring you a powerful tool. Our constituent relationship management feature allows you to understand your constituents on a deeper level. It's not just about followers, it's about real conversations. We've seen campaigns focus solely on social media numbers. Choose the game changer. Centurion is more than just a technology. It is a philosophy. It's about making every conversation count, every voice heard. Connect effortlessly with our A-team, engage authentically, prioritize effectively, and lead with purpose. From town halls to private messages, Centurion is your bridge to winning campaigns.
Centurion's innovation is powered by 5 essential pillars. First, the core, the bedrock of our ecosystem, ensuring seamless integration and scalability. Second, constituent relationship management. Our CRM feature creates an election history database, fostering deeper connections with constituents. And third, online surveys. Understand voter behavior like never before, enabling politicians to tailor their approach. Fourth, political mapping. Our integration with Geographic Information System, or GIS, provides invaluable special insights, transforming data into actionable strategies. And last, mobile. Connect with supporters and voters in real time, no matter where you are.
Redefine your political journey with Centurion.
Join us as we revolutionize the way politicians interact, understand, and lead. Centurion, Collab, Connect.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Centurion. Collab Connect, power in your hands. To formally launch Centurion, please welcome the Commission on Elections Chairman George Garcia and PUBLiCUS CEO Malu Endikia to do the honor of activating the power of the ribbon button. All right. May we ask Sir George and Ms. Malu to please help us activate the Centurion app by extending your palms to the middle of the screen. All right, count with me in 3, 2, 1. Centurion! A round of applause for a round of applause for the Centurion app. All right. To commemorate this launch, may we ask Sir George and his COMELEC commissioners, as well as Ms. Malu and her board of directors, to come up on stage for a photo opportunity. Thank you very much, Sir George and Miss Malu. And a round of applause again for our distinguished guests. All right. At this point, we would like to give an overview of what the Centurion app is all about. Now, to help us facilitate the exploration of the Centurion app, we have the CEO of Zynaps Corporation, Mr. Chris Tagle, who has a solid background in information technology, mobile and digital app development, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. He has worked with leading corporations in the country and several local government units in streamlining productivity and services. Zynaps, which Mr. Tagle founded in 2014, is one of the fastest growing full-scale end-to-end mobile app and cloud-based development companies, and one of the most reputable mobile app and cloud solutions integrators in the Philippines today. All right. Once again, to help us explore the Centurion app, let us all welcome Mr. Chris Tagle.
Thank you very much, Lara. Good afternoon. And as mentioned, today I will help you explore the system called Centurion. Centurion is actually created to redefine how political operations and activities done in this country. That's why today I'm thrilled to present to you a system called Centurion. It's a software as a service that have been created with innovation, passion, and most of all, your needs in mind. When we created Centurion, we came up with several features actually. But today I'll be introducing to you the 5 pillars. These 5 pillars composed of different modules, major modules of Centurion. And these modules are the things that you're gonna use in your day-to-day activities, in your campaign organization, or even in your future tasks. Let me start with the core. The core is actually the center of the ecosystem. I keep on saying ecosystem because Centurion, unlike any other system, it's not open to the public. It's exclusive. You have one ecosystem inside that. And the core, as the bedrock and foundation of the system, consists of different features that will allow you to power your organization. Alongside with this is the CRM with the database and EHA. What is this CRM? As mentioned a while ago, it's the Constituent Relationship Management System. It actually collects and transforms your data. So imagine your Excel file, your Word file, or your mini databases converted into a centralized database. Plus, your election history analysis to be conducted by PUBLiCUS will be part of this module. And once you have this data, you will be able to identify not just your followers, but your voters in your region or the whole country. And you may want to know and understand your voters. That is why in Centurion, we also provide online survey. The online survey actually allows the system or the administrator to create real-time online survey that will allow your respondents or your voters to respond immediately. I will expound that later. And if you have all this textual data, your database, and all the information in your core and your CRM, sometimes the best way to present them is using visual maps. And that is why with Centurion, we introduce political mapping. Political mapping is actually powered by GIS, Geographic Information System, where textual data could be represented by thematic maps or colored maps that you can easily see and explain why and where things happen. And you extend your power beyond the circle of your organization. You extend this to your followers. And that is why we introduce in Centurion the mobile apps. With platform in iOS and Android, you can, in fact, as a candidate, invite them to download your app and learn more about you. I'll expound that later. So the core, as I mentioned, as the bedrock of the whole ecosystem, consists of so many features. Let me start with file sharing. I know that most of the organization, you create and share files. You may be using different applications like Viber, Messenger. You may send them via email. Or you may have your small application where you send and share up your system or your files, right? For the younger generation, they're more into Discord nowadays or Telegram. But do you know that with Centurion, you don't need any of this? Because with Centurion, you can upload your files, share your images, your photos, or even videos across your organization. And the team members can actually attach not just photos, not just video, but any file that you usually attach in emails. You can attach them and make comments on these files. So imagine yourself using different applications, email, Viber, and sometimes you get lost where they are. Where did I send it? Is it by email or Viber? But with Centurion, we have one ecosystem. And you can organize. Instead of using external drive, you can organize using the Centurion drive. Plus, most of the users are familiar with social media, right? That's why in Centurion, social networking and done in real time was also introduced. So just imagine the photo or the poster of your candidate before it gets posted to the social media. You internally can comment on it already. So the comments there will be exclusive among your members. Will be exclusive within your team. And if you think that you need to send message to any of your members or maybe broadcast message across your team, but you don't need to upload any file, digital message board is there. The purpose of the digital message board is for you to communicate among the members of your organization. You don't have to upload any file. It's there already. You could actually send a DM, direct message to any member. Now, if you say, Chris, I need to see their faces. I need to communicate with them real time. So most of the time, you will go out, use Google Meets or Zoom or Microsoft Teams, right? But all this will be useless because in Centurion, it provides video call inside the same system. So don't worry about licenses, time expiration. After an hour, your Zoom dies because in Centurion, it's unlimited video call. Now, that is the core. Now you may say, okay, we do this every day. We communicate and everything. But we don't have data, Chris. So that's where CRM comes in. Right now, most of the team, they have Excel file. Some have doc files. Now we will help you using the system migrate or build your own database. Okay, you may have 15 million or 20 million followers in your social media. But the question is, who among them are voters? Are they even registered voters? So with CRM, the system Centurion will allow you to tag your your voters, to filter out bots. So you'll be able to identify only the voters. And after finding all the voters, you may want to understand and let them know what your plans are and discover how they feel. Online surveys there. With online survey, you can actually create real-time survey and post them online. and allow your respondents to send their responses. Imagine one day you just discovered, what do you think will our voters feel if I do this? Instantly, you go to Centurion, create your survey, post it in your social media, or send it direct to their Viber or email. You get the results real time. You start in the morning, and in the afternoon, you don't have to worry because everything is there. Now, all this textual data may be difficult to interpret, like because unless you're a data scientist, it's kind of difficult. But with political mapping, you have visual maps. You could easily figure out where's the center of voters in a region or in the barangay, in the LGU. We have boundaries from region, province, LGUs down to the smallest barangay. So you could actually attach different data into your maps and display them like this one. In fact, if you have campaigners, they could map their specific location. You want to tag a specific place using their mobile device. You don't have to go back to the HQ, do those manual maps, and then to kick in the corkboard. That's a thing of the past. Now, speaking of mobile, we extended the Centurion system. You have a small organization, perhaps, for example, and then you want to expand. Now, what will happen if you collect data and you would like to promote or some sort of ad campaigners into your organization? The mobile apps actually allows this. You see this? This is an iOS app. You see the featured candidates, which is actually the landing page of the mobile app. So all the details about you, your candidacy, your plans could be there. And you could ask your followers, please download this app. Check out my profile. They could actually apply as a campaigner, as a volunteer, or as a supporter. And if you approve them, you actually expand your organization. They'll get a digital card, membership card, that they can present to you so you could, allow them access to your system. And interesting is that we made it gamified. What gamification means? In this Centurion app, we have trivia. Trivia about you, about your location, and everything. They could actually play the game. They could participate. But at the same time, they learn about you, who your candidates are, and what are your plans, etc. So they could answer, they get credits, and they win. So you could download this already. Actually, it's been approved in iOS and Android, so you could download them. But before I end my presentation, I would like you to remember this. Centurion is a robust software that provides a comprehensive set of features that enhance communication, streamline workflows, and improve overall activity. And actually, I prepared a small survey here. I would like you to participate. Just scan the QR code, and you will see later how online survey reacts to your responses. My colleague here, Alan, will switch my screen, and you will see. Just don't be afraid. We won't be gathering any of your data. Just scan the QR code, go to the website, and participate. Alan, you switch the screen, please. Okay. See, this is the dashboard of online survey. You see results coming in. You answer, you respond. This dashboard will refresh real time. Meaning you don't have to collect the results, export it to Excel, and convert it to pie chart or graph. Because the Centurion system automatically creates that for you. So with that, thank you.
right. Thank you so much, Mr. Tagle, for showing us that brief simulation of how Centurion works. It looks very promising. So, have you guys scanned the QR code? Have you guys? Okay. All right. So now we're moving on from Centurion. And another Publicus app on the watch is actually Lijo Nari. To interest us more on this upcoming app is Mr. Miko David, who was the former marketing communications director and head of digital for Globe Telecom's small and medium business group. Here, he oversaw all branding, performance marketing initiatives, social media activities, as well as data collection and attribution. Before Globe, he lived and worked in Madrid, Spain, where he served at the global new business headquarters of Havas Media, one of the world's largest communication firms. He also used to be based in Singapore, where he served as Senior Digital Manager, leading its digital and social media campaigns for several markets. As co-founder and consulting lead of the company, his extensive exposure to a multitude of local and global brands allows him to generate effective solutions in every area of the business, from communications to operations. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. David.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. It's nice to meet all of you here, and I'm quite excited and elated, to talk about Legionary. Funny from the intro, it's a very marketing background, but we really shifted a lot into analysis, into data, and there was a huge discussion on technology, especially in the past few years. And I think it's really excellent that we have these latest trends, innovations brought to us by PUBLiCUS Asia, and we got to work with Malu specifically on Legionary. So let me tell you the chismis of what this is all about. Well, as we all know, running or public service really entails a lot of implementing and managing things. And easily for all of us, we will see all of these different programs, activities, initiatives, from your distribution of food packs to the different pet projects of the different LGU heads, or even these initiatives by the national government and local government. But as we know, each of these initiatives are quite nuanced. They have different data that they collect and require, and it's quite unique and quite challenging personally. As we know on the ground, these things can be quite manual, right? We would actually have to onboard it, on a piece of paper or in different systems. We also know for a fact that if you look at how things are implemented, it can be quite rigid. I want to build a system or modify it, and this only allows me the following things. And that's really a challenge for our local context, wherever we are. We also know that these things can be costly, or time consuming to build it specific to our needs. And what we've always found is that when you take a look at databases, all these different things that we collect, can we organize these things? And this is why we have to look at database in terms of managing large amounts of data of our constituents in relation to our programs and projects. So we would go from something like disorderly as this into fixing it into this format that is easily available and accessible to all. So how does it work in real life, right? So for Legionary, it's an end-to-end, very similar. Like it's a CRM that's designed to manage and connect constituents with LGU programs. So quite fascinating. And it's really built for LGUs. I also want to highlight that it's a very flexible platform. And of course, it has continuity in mind. So that regardless of people that might change within your organization or your teams, the system will be there to be able to help manage things through. Now, what does it look like in real life? So the platform, if you notice here, on the left side, that's your navigation. And it will actually help identify, and you can plug in all of your projects, all of the claims that you have to enable, the different programs, And we have a special section specifically for constituents to upload and manage all of them. And of course, because it's quite critical to work within our core group, you can also fix, let's say, the specific type of users, the teams and groups that you actually manage, and of course, the types of roles, no, in the items that we want to monitor. Now, what we're looking at is the, let's say, project management dashboard. No? So one of the things that the platform does is that I can identify the types of programs that I have. If it's an outreach, I can indicate whether it has come from a national government level, a local level, or if we have associations that have donated for this initiative. And we can put these details across. And it's easy to add these projects in. No? Now, other things is that what if we have claims, no? Let's say burial assistance, no? Now we had LGUs in mind. So that's why if we have to put specific locations or we put tags, no, to be able to assign it to a very specific aspect of what we're managing, this will help us organize and adapt things accordingly. Okay, so let's already organize our projects, our programs, our claims. What about the constituents, no? The people that we actually deal with on a regular basis. So here, the platform, they register, and it gives them a unique ID. So that when they avail of the system, or any program that you have, it's saved on record. So what does it do, no? You now have a good idea of your penetration or engagement across each location for every single program. And the great thing about this platform is that because we have analytics in mind, we really focus on a lot of reports. Because we've always seen over time that if we have a clear picture of what's going on, what are the penetration rates, what are the availment rates, if we understand the frequency of engagement per constituent, and when I say this, no, I can drill down to Miko David. How frequent has Miko engaged with, the city government or all of our services in a 1 month or 3 month period per location? Can I discover redundant claims? No? Kasi if it's pen and paper, hindi siya namamanage. No? And as public servants and administrators, this allows us the flexibility to be able to understand the numbers in a very visual format. No? So that's why we're able to provide context in relation to demographic base, in relation to location, and all these other aspects. Now, in real life, we will have all of our databases, no? And they can be in manual or, I would say, fragmented formats, and it's possible to integrate it. Now, Legionary is really built on our strong expertise in analytics. No? So whether it's determining the time of engagement, the age segments, where it's happening, this is something that we build and do. And this is in partnership with Malu, myself, and Rovi, who's actually here in this room as well. So that's our chismis on what Legionary is all about. If you're curious to know more about it or to see a demo, we actually have it here. At least we can demonstrate how the platform works in real life so that it's more tangible. So please talk with us. And maraming salamat. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you for that very informative and exciting presentation, Mr. David. And now, for a better appreciation of the use of technology in campaigns management, specifically on Centurion in action, here is PUBLiCUS Asia's main political strategist and founder, Ms. Malu N. Tikia.
So, good afternoon to everyone, and I'd like first to thank you for coming here. I know you have your own schedules, but it means really a lot for PUBLiCUS to share this two products that we have. One is Centurion, and Centurion is essentially a campaigns app, and Legionary is essentially a governance app. So you will see when this thing has been in the percolation stage, and we were debating about it, and we were trying to tell ourselves, what do we leave? What do we hand over to the next generation? You see, politics, the business in politics in this country is not really compared, not yet that developed as compared to the United States. Where in the US, you can go shop for any application you want, just using your zip code, and you will get a lot of applications available for you. But in the Philippines, there's none. Zip code never worked, so it's very hard really to understand how did you vote, where did you vote, what is the trend. And really, 20 years ago, we started with nothing. When I came back, I was looking for data. There was no data. Okay? And at the time, through Joey Leviste, who is here, we decided let's help COMELEC with Botong Pinoy. There was no PICOS, there was no Smartmatic, and we were just trying to piece together how can we help COMELEC and establish a really good and vibrant system that will be useful for our voters. During that time, Joey Leviste got in touch with Rafi Garcia, who gave us all the computers we needed, and we had Dom Danao, who was he was known for Pinoy Mail, and all of us, crack our heads. Let's put this all together with the National Press Club. We defended that in COMELEC, but unfortunately, we were not lucky. But we were able to present something that is 100% Filipino, and that used technology. So 20 years now, we are hoping that the technology that we have designed could be very helpful both for the candidates and the voters. You see, in political campaigns, there are three major players. COMELEC, which is the regulator, and I'm happy that Chairman Garcia is here. They will always try to reform, revise, innovate, and really make sure that we have the best system running for us. There might be glitches along the way, but surely every chairman that sits there would often want to leave a legacy. And to a certain degree, Chairman Garcia has been, using the sword and the shield, which is legionary. And it's funny, if you look at the stories, Centurion is soldier in Roman. Legionary are the people behind the Centurion or a battalion. So it emanates from a story way, way back when religion started. So we wanted to introduce Centurion and Legionary so that people who work in politics understand ethical norms. That's the underpinning of the story. And us, as political consulting firms, we wanted to help out the players. And the players would mean the candidates and their political parties. It's sad that there are no traditional, the real political parties in this country because the political reform initiatives only lasted in 2017. And after that, the only political reform that came out was BARM. So we hope, we're still hoping that the 19th Congress will be able to put political party reform, national subsidy, etc. There's so many things that we need to put together in our system. And of course, the audience of all this, even COMELEC and us political consultants, are the voters. One thing we learned from 2022, not all followers are voters. And that is the problem with social media. With social media, everyone is gunning to have the record in terms of followers. You might have 1 million followers, but you're actually, and this is real. We had a candidate who asked us to help us. Can you look at my followers? And he was running for congressman, and congressman is only 250,000. So we went back to him and told him, sir, why do you have 1 million followers? Hindi ba yan ang uso? So he paid someone, a social media strategist, and surely he had raffles and everything. And one lesson, you have raffles. After the raffle, they depart. They don't become your supporters. They are just there for raffles. So, siguro ho ang lesson doon, let's be careful in using social media. because a 1 million followers doesn't mean you will win. And conversion, those of you who have been in campaigns, conversion is really a ground war. It has never been a social media war. Okay? So we started, the dream started in 2017. This was the brainstorming we had. Okay? So you see what we planned, and then somebody executed and put together some sense to my scribbles and my drawings, and we came up with a very much modern technology with the professional touch. And I'm very happy and acknowledge Synapse for being with us, because we went to several programmers, the big time, the middle of the road, those who are starting but cannot understand politics, cannot understand campaign. So it's lucky, Chris and I were friends with his former boss, the one who established Ameliar. Chris and I stayed and we kind of ask ourselves, can you do this? Can you do this with my timeline, with the PUBLiCUS timeline? Can you make sure that the privacy norms are respected, that it is not open to anyone? That's why Centurion is a closed system. It is not open to everyone. Not everyone can gain access to that unless you are part of the campaign staff or the political team of the candidate. That the mobile is supposed to be the pool. So if you're campaigner, supporter, what's the other one? Volunteer, and you want to join a particular candidate, you have to log in to the mobile system. The mobile is an attraction to those who want to support and want to join. So technically, where is the communication being made? It's in the ecosystem. It's within. People will not see it outside, but imagine having your nationwide political organization meeting daily online because of Centurion. That is very important because from the national campaigns that we've done, really, the problem is really ground. Okay? So this is how it looks. What Chris was describing, this is the back end of the architecture of Centurion. Take note, we are very particular about having our firewall. And as we talk, we had cyber people checking the system so that it becomes really very secure for everyone, because the database of the client or the database of the politician will be the beginning database of his or her system. Mind you, currency today is data. Whether you're in the private sector or in the public sector, data is gold. If you do not have the data, and I often tell this to politicians, to candidates, where is your data? Ma'am, wala. Ba't kayo tatakbo? Right? Because the data is not the same as the relational database. The relational database is kilala mo. You know that person, you don't just add. There was a time when we started, it was like a piece of paper writing your name, your address, your birthday, and you pass it around. That was the beginning of data, but it was not relational. Okay? In 2022, it became relational because of COMELEC's decision not to do face-to-face until it was very near the campaign period when everyone was saying, no, because rightfully so, COMELEC said, let's protect the voters. Okay? So all the politicians, all of us were cracking our head, how do we campaign? Okay? So Centurion is both the lesson of pre-COVID, COVID, and what we aspire to be, leading the way in ASEAN in the use of technology. So, big data and analytics are very important, but with technology, it is enhanced. It becomes fast, and it becomes very timely. And SaaS, those of you who are familiar, SaaS is actually like Google or like your Airbnb. What makes it very attractive is the expense for infrastructure is lessened because you are using technology. Okay? So from data, you get the software, which is Centurion or Legionary. You have experts to interpret it. That's the analytics part. And from data, insights, wisdom. Wisdom, learnings from every campaign cycle are very important so that whether you win or lose, you learn from it. Because in the Philippines, the winners would always proclaim to high heavens they won. The losers, di ba sabi nila, there are only two kinds, nadaya ka o nanalo ka. We hope someday it will be nanalo ka, nagkaroon ng problema sa implementation. And mind you, losing is really an implementation problem. The appreciation of data, the rollout of data, okay, and the interpretation of data. Kasi yung iba ho, nagkangampanya sa buong Pilipinas, hindi mo naman kailangan magkampanya sa buong Pilipinas. So kailangan maging strategic ka. Hindi mo kailangan mangampanya sa buong barangay. Pero yung kasipagan, meron rin ho yung puntos. Lalo na kung ang kalaban mo incumbent. So, Centurion is data plus SaaS. You collaborate with the team online. So I can talk to my Cebu or to my Tawi-Tawi political coordinator online. The client can have a daily meeting online. So there would be, in the future, KPIs for campaigning. That's my dream. KPI, Key Performance Indicator. Kasi ho, kung ang COMELEC nagkakaroon na ng effort na magkaroon ng KPI, hindi ho ba dapat ang political party rin at ang mga tumatakbo? Because that is the future, or else we cannot pull everyone up if we do not embrace technology and innovation. So, data-driven campaign is essentially driven by insights. Formative and evaluative capacity refers to actionable information, actionable data. Kasi kung data lang, wala. Data becomes knowledge, becomes insight, and becomes actionable information if you follow the technology itself. And data is the root of communication as well as resource generation and internal organization. So let me end up by saying, we can dream, we can build legacies to live for a better Philippines, but let's start with our elections. Because this is when we are able to choose who among those who are in front of us are befitting our support and our respect to help this country up. Magandang hapon po.
All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Malu, for that very comprehensive overview on the power of Centurion and how it can transform how political management is run here in the country. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the conclusion of the formal launch of PUBLiCUS Asia's Centurion app. But please stay with us to check on the Centurion booth and partake some refreshments and interact with our resource speakers. For those interested to know more about Centurion, kindly approach any member of the PUBLiCUS team at the back. They're here, so please approach them for assistance. Also, during this open space, please stay for PUBLiCUS Asia's raffle draw of its exclusive merchandise, 10 beautiful commemorative bamboo tumblers for 10 lucky guests. So please claim your prize at the registration booth outside. All right, let's start with the raffle. Let's go. So may I ask PUBLiCUS Asia's Executive Director, Ms. Imelda Samson, to please join me on stage. All right. As we draw the 10 lucky winners. All right. All right. The first one is... it's Jade Vincent Yupanco. Are you here? You won a tumbler. All right. Next is Lorenzo Manalang. All right. Next is Alpha Bernardo. All right. Next. The next is Oh, all right. It's SMNI Rep 3. Sorry. That sounds very technical. Are you here? Okay. All right. Next is Matthew Mortega.